83,000 people that have had a notice of default. I'm not talking about the people that have 30, 60, 90-day lates or more with no action taken. This is just where the bank has actually started the foreclosure process here in California. There's 83,000 people. There's 113,000 people in addition, right now currently, who have a notice of trustee sale date pending. Meaning they've got 21 days or less before their home goes to auction. Sold at auction is 46,000 and sold to investors 13,700. And sales canceled over the last 120 days, 66,000. Now, I used to tell people in these classes that approximately 68% to 72% of all sales, meaning at the time of the county courthouse steps, were being postponed. That number is dropping down. Now it's closer to about 60%, and I believe it's going to go down even more. Because again, the banks are starting to get a little more aggressive in taking the properties back. It doesn't mean that they're going to put them on the market. It means they're going to lease them. It means they're going to manage them. It means they're going to trickle them out and control the inventory. Because if they put them all on the market at the same time, what happens to the values? They plummet. And we know, with empirical evidence, that the more negative equity you have, the greater chance you're going to default. So they want to manage that. Listen, it's smart. And some would say, it's okay. It's okay as long as you're aware. As your advocate, I just want to make sure that you make a decision knowing that that's what's going on. Then I'm okay with it. But to fool you bothers me. So that number, that last number, is going down. That means you've got the 83 plus the 113 plus the 66,000. All those people need our help right now, don't they? And so one thing I would put out there as a request, I'm a nonprofit. I don't have an agenda except to educate. Those people need education. You realize that between 50 and 60% of the people that lose their home to sale and auction didn't make a single move towards getting any help. Not a phone call, not a meeting, nothing. So congratulations to you that are here. I applaud you, literally, and that's great. You could do us a huge favor if you know somebody, which most of us do. I mean, my goodness, 1 in 5 to 1.6 means 1 out of 5 to 1 out of 6 homes in your neighborhood are in trouble in some form or another. It doesn't take too many door knocks before you go, hey, you know what, we're having a neighborhood meeting at the HOA center or at our church or what have you. I'm telling you, if you get a group, I will come. It doesn't cost anybody anything. I'm already paid to come and talk to the public so they can make better decisions. So again, unusual uncertainty, and the only point I'm going to mention here is that the economic conditions and unemployment is going to continue on until 2011, according to most of the experts and most of the rating agencies. And this is just kind of more of the same. And this is the most recent number as of this week. For every foreclosure sold, the banks are taking back 1 1/3 more. Fannie Mae is 1.39 and Freddie Mac is 1.32. The point is, you get rid of a home, you got 1 1/3 back according to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which are your main purchasers of mortgages in America. Also, Campbell reports that the number of weeks it takes to short sell a property is going down. Short sales are up 700% according to Freddie Mac. And so why is that important? Folks, if you haven't taken action, know this. If you're in a modification, the banks are still pursuing all remedies, which includes foreclosure. And so that's the reason why I always refer people back to a knowledgeable, certified agent, because they're watching. While you're working with your HUD approved counselor for a modification, somebody better be watching what's being recorded. And the minute you get that notice of trustee sale, somebody who's an expert needs to be saying, all right, on this date, 21 days in advance, they're going to sell your property. Let's count backwards and let's start making sure on a daily basis something's taking place to get that modification done. And if it's not in writing, ladies and gentlemen, it does not exist. Don't take the bank's word for it, no matter how well-meaning that person is on the other end of the phone, that your sale's been postponed, because it's a completely separate department. And the banks are big. They make mistakes. Bank of America, when it was too big to fail, and we helped them out as taxpayers, they're now 220% bigger than when they were too big to fail. So we're compounding the problem, we're not making it better, in this personal opinion. And also I made a point there that the seconds are still a big stumbling block to getting short sales done. So if you've got a second trustee in your property, that also needs to be addressed, and we can talk about that during the Q&A session. I just have this slide up to kind of point out to you what's interesting And this demonstrates that the experts are saying we're going to lose more homeowners, which is okay. You know, quick little sidebar.